All right. Welcome to another day of Read Rich and Righteous, the spiritual secrets and mastering money manifestation in your mind. We are continuing our journey through reading the Rich and Righteous book at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every single weekday. Today we are on page 252. We had to break up the section on the 6 forms of capital for creation. This will be over the next 2 more days. It's a 3-day section. It's the longest section in the book, but it is one of the most powerful. So yesterday we covered personal capital and we got halfway through intellectual capital. Today is going to be a short lesson. I have an appointment in about an hour. So today is going to be a short lesson, and then we'll conclude this section tomorrow. All right. If you're joining us for the first time, we want to welcome you. We have been on this journey for over 2 months now, and we are reading about 3 to 8 pages every single day. If you would like a copy of the book, you can go to moneyandmanifestation.com. You can go to moneyandmanifestation.com. We also have a book exchange that is occurring in our Facebook group. And the Facebook group is facebook.com/groups, plural, /rich and righteous. So many people have bought several copies of the book, 5 copies of the book, and they're actually looking for people to give it away to. So if you happen to be in a state of lack temporarily in this particular moment, and you do not have $100 to go get the book for yourself, that is not an excuse to not get one. As you ask, you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. So one of the muscles that we need to develop is our receiving muscle. Many of you are great givers, but you're not as good at the receiving end. And we need to balance out those two things for you to step into the abundance that is your birthright. So if you are in a state of lack, it's because one, you aren't asking, and then two, you aren't giving at the level that you ultimately want to receive at. So this is an exercise. This was intentionally designed this way. I do not sell these books in singles. It was intentionally designed this way so that people who are in abundance could actually activate and stimulate their personal economy by starting to give, right? And people who actually need to receive can actually work on that muscle by going into the Facebook group and asking from a place of need, not neediness, okay? Not begging, not victim consciousness, but a place of genuine need, that I need a book. For whatever reason, my financial situation is not up to par where I can actually pay $100 for a book, and I need a book. I will read the book. And when I step into that abundance on my own, right, then I will actually pay it forward, and I will do the same thing that you did for me. Okay. If you do not have $100, you say, look, I will pay and cash app you $10 for shipping, right? I don't have $100, but I do have $10. So we always start with what we do have. So that exchange is happening in a beautiful way in the Facebook group. We have our own economy around this, which is actually more valuable than money. Wealth consciousness is more valuable than money itself, right? We want to teach you how to fish, not just continue to give you fish. That's what welfare looks like. All right. So we are continuing our journey. Again, that is the Facebook group is facebook.com/groups. If you're on YouTube and you can open up another tab, that's facebook.com/groups, plural, /rich and righteous. So you can go to any Facebook group that you're in right now, delete the number at the end or the name at the end, and put in rich and righteous, and that will get you access there. For those of you on Instagram, I know that it's hard to click away while you are on the live. So just remember that it is rich and righteous at the end of the Facebook group URL. All right. So we have a short lesson today because I have an appointment that I have to get to. So we're going to do 4 pages. We're going to go over the passion finder, and then we're going to get into social capital. And then on tomorrow, we'll get into financial capital. Okay. So we are on page 252. We're on page 252, and we're going to begin. So whatever you are passionate about or interested in, I encourage you to map out the entire economy around that passion by listing all of the skills or actions related to it so that you can see all the ways that people get paid in that industry. This exercise is called the Passion Finder. Okay. This exercise is called the Passion Finder. Let's take fashion, for example. What are all the skill sets around the fashion industry? Okay. And when I say skill sets, I want you to give me um, words in the present subjunctive ending with ing. Okay. So taking photos, modeling clothes, designing clothes. So when you think about the fashion industry, what are all the action words associated with that industry? Please let me know in chat. Let me know. This is an exercise, audience participation exercise. Styling hair, styling fashion, styling clothes, designing clothes. Good. Inspiring is kind of vague. Okay. Modeling clothes, printing labels, shopping for clothes, doing makeup, tailoring clothes, photographing clothes, marketing clothes, buying clothes, styling nails, designing jewelry. Good, good. Coloring. Yes, coloring. There are people who get paid for coloring. Constructing sets for fashion shows, selling hair, selling makeup, sourcing materials, dyeing, right? Same as coloring. Good. So you're starting to understand. So now we have this industry called fashion, and you may have a passion for fashion. And now we're looking at the entire economy around it based on the action words and the action words that you are putting in right now. All right. Sketching fashion, walking in fashion shows, right? Producing fashion shows. So you see, by thinking about all the actions that people do in the fashion industry, we are now mapping out the economy and we can start to see where people and how people get paid. So, skill sets around this passion include modeling fashion, photographing fashion, buying fashion, marketing fashion, designing fashion, teaching fashion, selling fashion, and distributing fashion, in addition to everything that you all put. And then we can get more specific by adding the type of fashion one specializes in, such as photographing jewelry, designing winter clothes, marketing suits, and selling watches. So now we can even niche down from those general verbs that you all, from those general action words that you all gave me, right? Now we can get even more specific. We can go into watches, we can go into women, we can go into children's clothes, we can go into winter clothes, we can go into bathing suits, right? We can continue to niche down and really get a clear picture of the entire economy and flow of money through the fashion industry. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? All right. So every action in that industry gets paid. So now we can get clear on what action are you actually passionate about? How does money flow? Where does it flow? Who is at the actual top of the fashion industry? Is it the designers? Is it the sourcers? Is it the models? Who's at the top and how does that money flow? And from there, you can decide where you want to jump in to the current flow. Okay. So every action listed has a job associated with it. From the laundry list of skills, you can now choose one or two you are going to master and find employment or entrepreneurial opportunities that will allow you to monetize that skill set. So this is what the Passion Finder looks like. I need everybody to take a screenshot of this really quickly. I'm going to leave it up for YouTube. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And then Instagram. Go ahead and get a screenshot of that. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So that's the passion finder. So in the middle, you see the industry. Okay. That's your interest word or industry. Then you see the action verbs here, right? The ing words. And then you see the descriptors here, right? It's pants, jewelry, hats, watches, winter, summer, specifically swimwear, specifically suits. So modeling fashion for hats, photographing fashion for winter clothes, marketing fashion for swimwear, teaching fashion around pants, selling fashion in terms of swimsuits, distributing fashion for summer. So this is how you start to map out the entire economy. We're on page 253. When you think of the skills you have already mastered, think of them as action words ending with ing, such as building teams, marketing products, analyzing data, telling stories, simplifying complex ideas, crunching numbers, or presenting in front of groups. Always think about the skills that you are doing on a daily basis as ing words, okay? If you choose subject mastery, get very specific about the subject. Don't just say that I'm mastering business. That is too general. Get more granular in a specific business component, such as operations, marketing products, marketing services, subscription-based business models, finance, human resources, leadership development, product development, food services, or customer service. So you want to get very clear and specific about the skill set or the subject mastery that you are developing or currently have. And you need to be able to articulate that. Your employer is buying some sort of skill set or subject mastery from you every single day at wholesale prices, at Costco prices. You sold them your time in bulk, and therefore you are not getting paid at the top that you could, right? because they have to be making a profit off of you. Okay. But you need to extract what is the skill set that they're really buying from me. It's not just a warm body showing up at a desk or in a cubicle every single day. There's a skill set, there's a problem that I'm solving them that is worth more to them than what they actually pay me in terms of salary. So if my salary is $100,000, the problem that I must be solving for them must be worth $250,000. The value that I bring to them must be worth $250,000 if they're paying me $100,000. You think you're getting over on your employer, and the reality is that you're not. They're getting over on you. An employer cannot keep you if you're an unprofitable employee. So they have to be making money off of you in the same way that they make money off of a product. So what we want to do is we're going to find out what that value truly is, and can you actually go sell that value to the marketplace for yourself without going through them being the middleman. All right. So it makes it easier for you to focus and see your progress when you are specific. When you get specific, you may feel like your focus is getting too narrow, but that is exactly what focus is. If you want to master money, money has many offshoots, from cash to stocks to bonds to cryptocurrency to precious metals to Forex. And within each of those offshoots, the rabbit hole runs deeper. You will also find that what seemed like a small niche from the outside looking in is actually an entire world within itself for you to explore and master. As my friend Ash Cash always says, the riches are in the niches. The riches are in the niches. Who do you think gets paid more? A general practitioner from a medical field, right? A doctor who does general stuff, or somebody who focuses specifically on one thing? Somebody who is specialized, like a neuroscientist or orthodontist, right? Or anesthesiologist. These are specialties. And what you'll find is that the specialists get paid more than the generalists. So stop being a jack of all trades, right? And get clear on what you want to specialize in. What do you want to master in this larger field? We are encouraged to be jack of all trades by the education system. They want us to get an A in everything. The A, right? The A, you know what it stands for? It stands for average. They didn't tell you that. You got straight A's. The A stands for average. If you come home with 5 A's and 1 F, most people would tell you to focus on the area of weakness, correct? I got 5 A's, but I got an F in math. Okay, well, we need to work on math. You're good in everything else. But while you focus your attention on the area of weakness, what happens to all the things that you were good at? Guess what? They drop. What tends to happen is that your area of weakness improves a little bit, but the things that you were good at worsen. This is the formula to being average. So you came home with 5 A's and 1 F. Then they said, you need to be good at everything. So you focus all your attention and energy on trying to bring up this F. But this is an area of weakness for you. You may never be good at this in your entire life. But while you're focusing all your energy on trying to bring this up a little bit, guess what happens to the things that you were good at? You stop focusing attention on them and they come down. This is the formula to being average, y'all. Trying to improve your weaknesses instead of doubling down on your strengths is the formula to being average. That's what the education system taught you. Your value would not be determined by showing the world that you can do what everyone else can do. That is not where your value will be determined. Your highest value will be in the skill that you can do that nobody else can do. Okay. Instagram, I had my alarm go off. Instagram, please go to YouTube. Please go to YouTube. Instagram, can you hear me? Instagram, can you hear me? All right. Go to YouTube. Share. Sorry about that, y'all. We're going to get started again on IG. Man. 1 second, y'all. All right, cool. So is everybody clear on that? I'm going to repeat this. Your value will not be determined by showing the world that you can do what everyone else can do. That's what the education system deceived you into believing based on you trying to get straight A's in everything. Your highest value will be in the skill, the one skill that you can do that nobody else around you can do. Okay. You thought it was looking monkey see, monkey do. They can do that. Watch me. I can do that. They're good at math. Look at me. I'm good at math too. They're good at English. Look at me. I'm good at English too. But if you remember the Planet of the Apes, what made Caesar still no song, still no sound on Instagram? Go to YouTube. All right. If you remember the Planet of the Apes, and if you remember the Planet of the Apes, what made Caesar so powerful? What made Caesar so powerful? What made him the king of the apes? What made Caesar the king of the apes, family? He could speak. Only him and one other ape could speak. So this is how he became king, because him and one other character could speak. Everybody else could not speak English. They could all speak monkey, whatever that means, right? But only two could speak English. So this is what made him powerful. Not the fact that he could swing from trees like other apes, not the fact that he could peel a banana like no other, right? But because everybody could do that. What made him so powerful was the one thing that he could do that nobody else could do. So you have to identify, rather than trying to prove to others that you can do what everyone else can do, you have to get clear on what is the one thing that I can do that nobody in this room can do. At this moment in time, there is nobody who can teach money from a spiritual perspective better than me. The closest to it was Reverend Ike. Rest in peace. Rest in power. Nobody can teach money from a spiritual standpoint better than me at this point in the country, and perhaps even in the world. Nobody can teach multifamily real estate at this moment better than me. So if you're wondering why I'm so wealthy, it's because I have two very valuable, unique skill sets that nobody else can do better than me in the entire world, perhaps. So I'm not saying that you have to be top 5 in the world, but you need to get clear on maybe you're top 5 in your company. Maybe you're top 5 in your state. Maybe you're top 5 in this region. Maybe you're top 5 amongst this group of people, amongst women or amongst men. Maybe you're top 5 amongst black folk or brown folk or white folk. Maybe you're top 5 in the country, right? You need to identify where you are going to seek mastery, and you want to play where you're going to win. One of the keys in the art of war is actually only going to war when you know what. You only go to war when you know what, family? You only go to war when what? When you know you are going to win. That's it. You only go to war when you know you're going to win. So what I mean by that is we're only going to go and play in the fields and in the spaces where we know we are top 5. If you are top 5 at anything in your particular space, you will win. Financial abundance will come to you. But if you are in top 100, if you're top 1,000, that's not really the top. They're just giving you a trophy at that point. You're not really in the top. But if you master anything and people start to know that you are one of the top 5 in this space, I'm the top 5 in teaching karate in the state of Georgia. I'm the top 5 at teaching karate in Atlanta. I'm the top 5 at teaching karate in the country, right? When you reach that level, financial money will find you. You won't have to chase money. Money will find you. So what are you the top, where and what are you the top 5 at? Where are you the top 5? What are you the top 5 at? And where are you the top 5 at? I'm the top 5 rapper when it comes to positive hip hop. Okay. I'm the top 5 rapper in Georgia. I'm the top 5 rapper in Atlanta. I'm the top 5 rapper when it comes to this type of music, right? Like you have to figure out where your field is, where you're going to play, where you know you will be known and established as one of the tops. Is this making sense? Okay. Think about one or two skills you would bank the next, and I literally use that word intentionally. Think about one or two skills you would bank the next decade of your career on. What skills do you have or do you think will be extremely valuable in the near future? And what can you do to improve your mastery now? So, one skill that we know is going to be extremely valuable is artificial intelligence. Somebody who has mastered artificial intelligence in terms of how it integrates into the shopping experience, how it integrates into education, how it integrates into policing, how it integrates into government, how it integrates into shopping at the grocery store. You can actually choose right now that I'm going to master this thing, how it integrates into homes, right? Are we moving towards the Jetsons? Now, if that is coming in 10 years and you start to master it now, and you start to plant seeds now, your harvest will come when the world now adopts this thing. Is this making sense? We know that one is coming. If you could be at zero knowledge about it right now and commit to mastering it so that when the wave comes, you get to ride it. You can make that choice right now. That is a more valuable investment than you putting money into a stock that you do not control. That is a more valuable investment than you putting money into a stock that you do not control. This is what we call intellectual capital. People say follow your passion and the money will follow. But a better path to create wealth is to find a problem you are passionate about solving. Master the skill needed to solve that problem, and then money will follow. So do not believe that follow your passion and the money will follow. No, find a problem. People pay for solutions to problems. Find a problem you are passionate about solving, master the skill needed to solve that problem, and then money will follow. Knowing what makes you great allows you to strengthen your uniqueness. Knowing where you have gaps or deficiencies allows you to know when to ask for help and who to surround yourself with. The world's most successful people aren't great at everything. Have you noticed that? They're not great at everything. They have identified one or two skills and mastered them. They know that the upper right-hand box in the skills values matrix is where their highest value is, and they automate, outsource, and delegate everything else. It's impossible to be great at everything. And it's better to be great at one or two things than to be good at a lot of things. Specialists tend to get paid more than generalists. Jullien, I'm a jack of all trades. How's that working for you, family? You're a jack of all trades, but how is that working for you? Is it really working? Are you getting paid the amount of money that you desire? If it's not working and it's not aligned with your vision for your financial life, then you have to do something different. Okay? So let's push through social capital. Then I have to head out because I have an appointment today. So we're on page 255. Social capital. Who you know and who knows you. Your social capital is who you know and who knows you. Social capital is who you know and who knows you. How many people can you call who are where you want to be and can mentor you? Who can you call on when you need professional or personal advice? How many friends can you call on if you need help moving tomorrow? How many people's couches could you sleep on for a month if you needed to? If you were trying to raise $100,000 for a cause or a campaign you cared about, who could you call on to help you raise it? And who could you call on to donate? This is your social capital. And right now, some of you have people to call on to gossip with. You have people to call on to talk about sports and talk about what's happening in celebrities' lives. But who can you call on for these real life situations? Your social capital has very little to do with how many friends you have on social media. It is all about who is committed to your personal and professional growth and vice versa. Your social capital can consist of your friends, but all relationships aren't created equal. Nehemiah Davis said, if you're the smartest person in your circle, it's not actually a circle, it is a cage. Higher capital relationships include mentors, seasoned professionals, professors, counselors, coaches, advisors, and peers committed to your greatness, which I call your successful friends. Connections and capital are not one and the same. Facebook allows you to have 5,000 friends or social connections, but those are likely weak connections. Social capital means that you can leverage those relationships and their capital for a vision and specific goal that you have. Networks can grow in many directions: up, down, across, and out. Your network across is made up of your friends, okay? Your network across, your peer group is made up of your friends. That's the easiest network to build because these are your peers. You may have grown up together or you went to school with each other and are at similar stages of life, so it's easier to relate. Networking down means connecting with people who are younger than you, such as your children, siblings, their friends, and mentees. They can keep you young and expose you to trends and things you were too old to catch. Your old ass, right? They keep you present to what's really happening. Networking out involves getting out of your natural environment or comfort zone and actively seeking to meet people who you might not otherwise meet. This could mean joining a national organization and going to their national convention where you meet people with similar interests from all over the country or world. This could also mean finding local events or programs where you likely won't know anybody yet. That is networking out. But here's the most powerful form of networking. Networking up is perhaps the most powerful form of networking you can do. Networking up means building relationships with mentors, alumni, community leaders, business leaders, and people who are where you want to be or know what you want to know. One relationship upward could be equivalent to the value of 20 relationships across. I know you got enough friends to go on that girls' trip. I know you got enough friends to go on that guys' trip. But do you realize that there could be one relationship upward that would actually be more valuable to you than the girls or the guys you go on that trip with? Not valuable from like you need to trash your friends, but I'm just saying that one relationship upward could actually change the trajectory of your life more so than 20 relationships across. Your friends can get you to the door you're trying to get into, but wouldn't you rather know the person who has the key or who is on the other side of that door and can open it for you? These are the kinds of people who will write your letters of recommendation for you, make make personal calls to potential employers or investors, and expose you to unique opportunities that end up on their desk. To build these kind of relationships, you must have the middle seat mentality. Everybody type middle seat mentality. Everybody type middle seat mentality. Middle seat mentality. Most people avoid the middle seat on an airplane because they feel squished between the person in the window seat and the aisle seat. But the benefit of the middle seat is that it allows you to easily meet two people, whereas the other seats only put you in position to meet one person. If I'm on the aisle seat, I can meet the person in the middle seat. If I'm in the window seat, I can meet the person in the middle seat. But if I'm in the middle seat, guess what? I now have the potential to meet two people. I've doubled my chances of meeting someone who can add value to my life and who I can add value to their life. The middle seat mentality means that you are always seeking to put yourself in a position to meet the most people wherever you are, whether you're on an airplane, at a party, or at a networking event. It's so easy for us to recreate our high school social scene, and sit at the same table and eat with the same people in the cafeteria every day. But doing so cuts us off from meeting other amazing people who are less than a hello away from us. A potential relationship that could have changed the trajectory of your life was simply a hello away. All you had to do was turn this way and say hello to this person who you didn't know anything about. But out of curiosity, you asked them a question. Hello, how are you? What brings you here today? Okay. What are you up to in the world? How can I be a contribution? You are literally a hello away. You've been a hello away from amazing people, but because you wanted to just slip back into your comfort zone and go to what was familiar, just like our high school lunch table, the cafeteria at lunchtime, you missed out on a lot of amazing people in high school. You missed out on a lot of amazing people in college. You continue to miss out on a lot of amazing people in your adult life. Social capital is powerful because with each person in your network, you gain access to their personal, intellectual, social, and sometimes financial capital. This is why they say your network is your net worth. See, when you meet somebody and you build a genuine relationship with them, you now get access to their personal capital, their knowledge of self. You now get access to their intellectual capital. You can call them up and say, hey, I have a question about stock market investing. I'm going to call up Wall Street Trapper, right? I'm going to call up Ian. I have a question. They're in my personal capital. I have their phone numbers. I can reach out to them and access their intellectual capital, right? I can also tap into their social capital. Hey, I noticed you part of the 100 Black Men group over here. I noticed you work at this company. Could you introduce me to such and such who also works there? And sometimes, and I've done this with the Buy Back Baton Rouge Fund, I've raised funds before. When I meet people genuinely, I now have access to their financial capital. I have a vision where I know I can make their money work at a greater rate of return than they're currently making it work. And I can ask them for financial capital, whether that's to invest in a business, to a real estate project, or to donate for a cause that I believe in. This is the power of social capital, right? This is the power of human beings because you get everything that comes with that individual. Okay. So that's what we're going to. Everybody type, my network is my net worth. My network is my net worth. Okay. So we definitely cracked over 600 people today again. So shout out to everybody for continuing to like and share. For all my YouTubers, there's 435 people on YouTube, but only 174 likes. Before we close out, if you could click that like button and that share button to get this message out to beat these algorithms, that would be great. Again, there's 435 people on YouTube right now, but 181 likes at this moment. On Instagram, there's 181 of you right there right now. If you could like and share this so that we crack these algorithm codes. I want to thank you for being here today. Today is a little bit shorter. I have an appointment that I have to get to, but we will continue tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be on page 257, and we will close out this section on the 6 forms of capital for creation. We're going to go over financial capital, human capital, and physical capital all tomorrow. Okay. If you're just joining us for the first time, we're reading Rich and Righteous, Spiritual Secrets to Mastering Money, Manifestation, and Your Mind. This is the book that was a divine download that came to me at the beginning of COVID because I knew that the world was going to slip into poverty consciousness and scarcity mindset. And so I got this divine download sitting at my computer 3 a.m. every single day for 6 months and just watching my fingers touch the keys. Right. So I didn't really author this book. I was just used to write the book. God used me. And we know that the most powerful prayer is be me, God. The most powerful prayer in the world is be me, God. And that's what exactly happened here. And then I got a nudge 2 months ago from God from God, from Spirit, from Source, said, Jullien, read your book out loud. The collective consciousness is talking about recession. Just go read your book out loud. This is one of the most powerful tools in the world to reprogram our mind around money. Go read it out loud. I gave it to you. Go read it out loud. When is the last time you had an author wake up every single day to read their book out loud to you? Because it was not just about me getting it in your hands. It's about me getting it into your head and your heart. That's where the transformation occurs. Oh, I'm not here for shelf help where you buy all these personal development books and they look good on your shelf, but you've never even cracked them open. You haven't downloaded the consciousness that is inside the book. So here we are 2 months in, and it has been a very powerful space. Every single morning we're here. We've had people who have been here since day one. We have not missed a weekday. This is my commitment to your transformation, to you moving from poverty consciousness to wealth consciousness. I want to thank you for trusting me and allowing me to guide you and lead you in this area of your life. We will be back here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Love you. Thank you. And last but not least, you can go join us and continue the conversation. And you can even get access to a free book because people are giving away their books. They bought 5 copies. They're giving away their books. You can go to do that at facebook.com. Go join the Facebook group at facebook.com. I'm putting it in chat, facebook.com facebook.com/groups/rich and righteous. You literally have people giving away copies of the book. So if you don't have $100, right? If you're in a state of lack right now, you can literally go ask from a place of genuine need, not neediness, not victim consciousness, from a place of genuine need that I need a boost right now. I need a jump right now. If somebody would be happy to share with me one of their extra books, please, I'll DM you, I'll cash app you for shipping, etc. All right. So that is there. Again, that's facebook.com/groups/rich and righteous. I will accept those approvals once I get to my appointment. All right. I appreciate you all. Love y'all. And I will see you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Peace.